And for my pick, we're hearing from superstar Mariah Carey. For the first time in her 3-decade career, she's talking about how she overcame early struggles before becoming the best-selling female artist of all time. The singer-songwriter has a record 19 #1 songs, thank you very much, including We Belong Together, Dream Lover, and Vision of Love. I love all of them. Carey has more hit singles than any solo artist in history. In a new memoir that's called The Meaning of Mariah Carey, she discusses the difficult moments in her childhood and relationships. Ahead of its release, she spoke to us. She says it was written for a little girl who never felt seen or heard.
It was just about, for me, emancipating my inner child, the little girl that never really felt seen or heard, and that wasn't famous and didn't have money and didn't come from means, and struggled with race and identity and issues. So
You said, Mariah, she was a scared little girl. Why was she so scared?
Well, there was a lot of unrest in my household, if there was a household. I had difficulty with having come from such a dysfunctional family. I needed to kind of heal myself and heal that inner child that I tried to keep alive through all of the dysfunction and mess.
Listen, you grew up biracial in a white neighborhood. No big deal now. But there certainly was a struggle for you to fit in. There was a series of things that happened to you that I thought was very traumatic. So you go to your friend's house.
Well, so it was my friends, friends, and they were having this sleepover. And, so they invited me. And mind you, we had to drive to this place, which was like hours away to the Hamptons. And so I was literally stuck there when that incident took place.
But Mariah, what happened?
So they pretty much got me in a room, cornered me, and started using the N-word over and over and over.
Did you feel, Mariah, that you had to straddle both worlds or being accepted in both worlds?
I didn't really feel accepted in anyone's particular world. This is like in one of the songs that it's one of my favorite songs that I've done. It's called Outside, and I talk about feeling ambiguous without a sense of belonging to touch somewhere halfway. Like, these are things that I've been talking about for a long time. So it's like people are like, oh, she's talking in this book now. But I always felt like I was expressing that.
Your family life was complicated. I want to focus on your mother because I thought it was interesting when you said, listen, jealousy comes with the territory when you're famous. But when it comes from your mother, it's very painful. Can you talk about that dynamic? I didn't know that your mom was a singer, too.
Yes, my mother is a very talented singer. She went to Juilliard. She's an opera singer. I've always credited her with exposing me to music, with really kind of saying, don't say if I make it, say when I make it. So I think, it's such a complicated relationship.
It is complicated. And I also thought that it was very difficult to me to read because here you are, you're starting your career, and your mom's singing, and she says, you should only hope that you could be half the singer that I am.
It definitely had an effect on me. I don't even know that she would even remember that. Yeah, that one statement did live with me for the rest of my life, though. So it's like you have to be so careful what you say. And that's why with my kids, like, I really try to acknowledge their talent and acknowledge when they, draw a picture for me or sing or dance or anything that they do. I want them to know that it's also all about them and their happiness.
After reading your book, it seems like you want to be a different kind of mother. Am I correct about that?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. Again, for me, it's very important that the kids always feel safe and that they feel seen and heard and that they know that they are loved unconditionally, and that no matter what, I'll be there for them. And that is very important to me because, growing up and being alone in the house or alone in these dangerous situations was traumatizing,
Tommy Mottola played a big part in your life. Did you think you were in love in the beginning? Because you said, I intended to be married to Tommy for the rest of my life.
In the very beginning, I did feel protected by him. I definitely felt that we had a bond in music, for sure. I felt that he believed in me. And that was huge. I didn't feel that support as a person, though. Like, I didn't feel like he got the fact that I was also, you know, a human being with my own feelings and thoughts and needs. You know, even before the actual marriage, the relationship was already so skewed, meaning the power dynamics were never what they should have been in a real relationship. It's ironic, you know, my voice was being heard by millions of people, you know, on a label that he controlled, but my actual voice as a woman, as a human being, was really kind of shushed, you know, and not encouraged. If I hadn't emerged from that, I don't know what I would be.
Do you believe that there would be the Mariah Carey who is a huge success that we know you to be today without Tommy Mottola? Of course, you'd be Mariah Carey, but would you be at this level?
Yes. Well, I always believed that this would happen.
Did you?
So
Good.
I did. I always had that feeling because I had to feel that I could surpass where I came from, that I could overcome my childhood and my dysfunctional family and all the things that happened to me as a kid. So, you know, we can all speculate what would have happened or what could have happened. But, you know, what did happen was a partnership where we both worked extremely hard and we both benefited from that.
Are you still open to love again? Because if there's one thing that's clear about you, you do love love. Are you open to it?
I do. I'm definitely open to love. I just don't know about the marriage part of it. I mean, like, how many times can someone get married?
I don't know, Mariah.
It's like I play around with the fact that, you know, we've done this 2 times. Of course you want all those things to work out, but things happen. What can I say?
If I look at this cover, number one, I love the cover, but what I really like is the little girl picture on the back. And so when you look back over your life and all your life experiences, the good and the bad, what would you say to this little girl?
Oh, well, first of all, I would encourage her and I would tell her, you know, don't worry about everything that's going to come your way, but brace yourself.
In a statement, Tommy Mottola told us, quote, "I am deeply gratified for the role I played in Mariah's well-deserved and remarkable success and continue to wish her and her family only the very best." We were unable to hear from Mariah Carey's mother to get a comment from her. So yesterday, I mean, I find her, number one, I like her music, I have all her albums, but I didn't really know a lot about her personal story.
Right,
and I tell you, after I read the book, my heart really opened up to her. This came to my house yesterday that's being sent out to people.
Big MC on the box.
Big MC. You open it up.
Yeah.
There's a copy of the book.
Wow.
There's a copy of tissues.
A box of
And it says, you know, I want you to read the book, da-da-da. Writing the memoir was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it was humbling and healing at the same time. I wrote about my dramas, my triumphs, and my struggles for survival.
Wow.
I mean, I thought that was a very nice touch to whoever she's sending it out to. But Marilyn Monroe was a role model for her because she epitomized glamour. Years later, she ended up bidding and getting Marilyn Monroe's piano that sits in her home today.
Well, that's really cool.
Christmas, that great song we all love, All I Want for Christmas Is You. She wrote it because as a kid, the holidays didn't mean much to her.
Yeah.
And so she wanted something that gave her own sense of joy. And last year, as you probably know, it hit #1 on Billboard for the first time.
Right.
So she said she feels she lives in a snow globe of joy.
And she was inducted into the
Ooh, I love
Songwriters
that phrase.
Hall of
I
Fame.
know, isn't that, I like that
Love
too.
that.
That is a
Snow
great
globe
phrase.
of joy.
She was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame this year, which because she doesn't get enough credit as a songwriter.
Exactly. She's been writing a long time. She says that that's very soothing to her. You know, she's got there's 8 octaves. She can hit 5 of them.
Ridiculous.
She's got an incredible voice. So I'm
It's
cheering her
ridiculous.
on and glad that she's sharing so much of herself.
How many can you hit, Gayle, octaves-wise?
Me. That's it.
That's 2.
Oh, Tony Dokoupil got jokes. He knows, though, I'm a frustrated singer. I just know I'm bad at it, but I love music so much. So thank you, Mariah
she
Carey, for
does.
spending time. Yes. The Meaning of Mariah Carey, Who Can Really Sing, is on sale tomorrow. And Carey's upcoming album, it's called The Rarities, will be available on Friday.